even if it's never seemed significant. Consider Jemza, middle-aged man with a tidy home, a loving wife, and 2 thriving children. Yet, each morning, he wakes with an emptiness. Breakfast brings a sigh, work a groan, evenings a quiet unease. One day, mild chest pain sends him to the ER. The doctor reassures him it's minor, but that night, sleep eludes him. For the first time, he's not chasing desires, but pondering losses. The next morning, sunlight streams through his window, and he marvels, why haven't I noticed its beauty before? The light didn't change, he did. Stoicism teaches us not to pursue happiness like a fleeting illusion, but to train our minds to cherish what's present, flaws and all. The quickest start is a daily gratitude practice, not to feign optimism, but to rewire your brain to see what matters. Without it, your mind defaults to spotting flaws over opportunities, complaining instead of acting, ruminating instead of living. Studies from top universities show that noting daily gratitudes activates the prefrontal cortex, which governs emotional balance and decision-making, while calming the amygdala, which fuels anxiety and negativity. Gratitude isn't just mental, it's neurological reprogramming, starting when you pick up a pen. Keep a notebook by your pillow. Each morning, before touching your phone, jot down 3 things you're thankful for: birds chirping, a pain-free body, a friend's message. 3 lines can pause your mind, sometimes saving the entire day. Gratitude is a compass, guiding you back to center amid chaos. It doesn't demand perfection, but keeps you awake to life's imperfect gifts. With this clarity, you're ready to confront what most avoid, death not with fear, but with urgency, to live fully now. That's the second habit. Start by noticing you're still breathing. Your brain may overlook it, but a Stoic's mind never takes it for granted. Habit 2. Contemplate mortality. Have you known someone who planned to retire at 65, but died at 34? I did. A talented engineer, disciplined, always saying, someday I'll, but that day never arrived. His funeral buried dreams, not from lack of time, but from assuming it was abundant. Perhaps you lived this way too. Modern life tricks us into acting immortal, skipping family dinners for emails, delaying that book for the right time, wasting hours online instead of reflecting. Stoicism confronts this delusion, urging us to face death, not to despair, but to awaken. The practice of memento mori, remember, you will die, sharpens focus, cutting through trivialities to prioritize what matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, and say, and think. This pierces procrastination. Realizing you could die today ends the rehearsal mindset. Science supports this. A University of Kentucky study found that contemplating mortality fosters purpose, kindness, and empathy. A University of Missouri study showed death reminders shift focus to personal values, away from shallow success. Death, when faced, doesn't paralyze, it liberates. David, a Boston marketing director with a great salary and sleek car, woke up hollow. At a meditation retreat, he visualized his final day. Who will mourn me? What's my legacy? Did my life matter? Tears fell not from fear, but from realizing he'd been dying daily, unaware. He quit his job, opened a community library, and felt alive without needing applause or titles. To practice memento mori, take 2 minutes each morning, close your eyes, and imagine today is your last. Who needs your thanks? What worry can you release? What meaningful task are you avoiding? At night, ask, if today were my end, would I have regrets? Rethink time. Measure it by dinners with loved ones, sunset walks, moments of true listening. Time vanishes. Meditating on death lightens you, freeing you from petty anger and the need to prove yourself. Each hour becomes a gift, not a given. Ask, if today were my last, would I be proud? Are you trapped in meaningless cycles or walking with purpose? Face death to choose life deliberately. Start now, write your dream. Call someone. Cancel the trivial. Live as if you know death is near. If this resonates, Stoicism is stirring you. Don't wait for a crisis to awaken. Live urgently, not recklessly, with focus, not coldness, as if today is your final chance to be someone you admire. Subscribe not for algorithms, but for a real, intentional life. Habit 3. Observe your thoughts. Ever felt caged in a doorless room amid a busy street? No chains, yet no escape. The trap isn't the world, it's a single, unexamined thought you believe is true. Your mind, unchecked, becomes a labyrinth. We follow a simple pattern: think, believe, feel, act. But are your thoughts true? Have you asked, where did this come from? Is it reliable? Must I believe it? Stoicism doesn't vilify emotions, but sees them as effects of thoughts. Unquestioned thoughts poison, observed, they empower. Zeno of Citium said, well-being is realized by small steps, but it is no small thing. Questioning thoughts is a small, vital step. Michael, a 35-year-old team leader, always ahead, yet felt inadequate. A manager's mild suggestion to listen more sparked a spiral. I'm a terrible leader. They don't respect me. I'm being replaced. He skipped family dinner, ashamed, drowning in unverified self-criticism. No one taught him thoughts aren't always allies. Studies on cognitive diffusion, viewing thoughts as mental events, not facts, show reduced anxiety and depression. Michael learned from Stoicism. He didn't have to believe every thought. Now, he pauses, observes, analyzes, chooses. That's freedom. You don't need to be a sage, just guard your mind. When I'm not good enough strikes, ask who said this. What's the evidence? Does it strengthen or weaken me? How long will I live by it? With 6,000 to 6,500 daily thoughts, vet those sparking strong emotions. They shape your future. Romans 12:2 urges, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Michael's therapy taught him to question thoughts, breaking their grip. You can, too, become your mind's gatekeeper, not to be robotic but conscious, deciding what stays. This leads to deeper questions. Why do I think this way? Why am I so easily swayed? Answers come through reflection, the next Stoic step. Habit 4. Practice. Daily reflection. Ever gone to bed, unable to recall a meaningful moment from your day? Not because it was empty, but because you rushed through half awake. Many drift this way, swept by work, phones, lists, collapsing, drained, forgetting themselves. They don't know who they're becoming because they never pause to ask. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, wrote nightly, conversing with himself, not to judge, but to understand. For him, it was a ritual, a mirror to the soul. Seneca wrote, when the light is gone and my wife is silent, I review my day, examining what I did and said, hiding nothing. What happens when you spend 10 minutes nightly talking to yourself? Research shows journaling boosts self-awareness, reduces stress, and enhances satisfaction. Your brain shifts to observation mode, crucial for changing habits and emotions. You don't just live, you understand how you lived. Alex, a 38-year-old engineer, felt trapped in work and family pressures. After a heated argument, he wrote, I lost my temper. I was stubborn. I felt unappreciated. Over days, patterns emerged. His anger stemmed from unvoiced expectations. A year later, he was more aware, grounded, in control, not by changing the world but his perspective. Reflection tames the past, turning mistakes into lessons. Ask, did I live today with respect? Reflection isn't heavy, it's a GPS, showing where you are to steer better tomorrow. Before bed, turn off lights and phone, sit quietly, and ask, what did I do well? What went wrong? What did I learn? Be honest, no excuses. You'll change, not because life eased, but because you know yourself better. People who reflect respond intentionally, choose wisely, and stay aligned. You're halfway through. Congratulations. Comment. How long since I asked what life I'm living? Keep watching the next habits deepen your path to an awake, intentional self. Habit 5. Confront one fear. My friend Jack, a former Marine, said, "I'd rather face pain than apologize over the phone." War didn't scare him, but confessing to a friend kept him awake 3 nights. Fear wasn't loud, it whispered, urging retreat. Over time, these steps back stop you from living, turning you into a performer dodging judgment. Each "it's fine, or maybe later" lulls your mind, whispering, "I'm not strong enough." Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than reality." Studies confirm imagined fears trigger brain regions like real ones, replaying endlessly. Avoiding fear rewires your brain, strengthening avoidance pathways, lowering your fear threshold. Daily. Jack finally spoke, voice trembling, eyes down. He found no rejection, just a nod and hug. He saw himself not as a soldier, but as human, humble enough to face fears. That night, he slept soundly. Break avoidance by acting silently. Choose one fear this week. Apologize. Say no. Be honest. Meet someone avoided. Don't announce it, just do it. Relief follows, not from beating fear, but from stopping the brace against it. Exposure therapy shows repeated action reduces anxiety in weeks, retraining your nervous system. Between trembling and action, you see what you lose by running. Ask, if today were my last, what would I regret not trying? Courage is a habit, expanding your inner world. With each step, you don't need fearlessness, just one act to begin. Habit 6. Embrace. Unobserved living. True freedom isn't wealth or praise, it's acting for yourself, not an audience. Yet, we live under an invisible camera, fearing slips in our crafted image. You avoid the shirt you love because it's uncool, skip a curious book for seeming lame, or hide ignorance to avoid judgment. Who are you living for?